Let's shift gears briefly and take a look at the oval ball, and that is rugby. This past weekend was the Kenya Cup, and Kabras were facing off against KCB at the ASK Showgrounds. They call it the Bull Ring Wakabi. And water is wet and wheels around. Kabras won.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you could have closed your eyes at the start of the season and said, Kabras will play KCB in the final. Kabras will beat KCB. Kabras have been to every final since when? 14, 15 season? And you're like, the rest of the Kenya Cup teams need to make a plan. The dominance is good, but 7 straight finals, 3 straight titles, I think KCB needs to make a plan. Nondis, everyone else, including Impala, who are only back just now. But come on, I want a mixture. Take nothing away from Kabras, though. I think they deserve it.
Well, there's a lot of interesting murmurings in the studio, but we will talk about it later. You'll understand why. But, of course, the man has been, to some extent, responsible for that performance, for that dominance by Kabras Sugar, enabling them to have sugar-coated rugby, is the man himself from South Africa, Kabras Coach. Let's listen into what he had to say regarding their performance this entire season that led them to the Kenya Cup title.
I'm really excited. I'm overwhelmed. Look, at the end of the day, I give kudos to our opponents, KCB. They really came out hard, guns blazing, and we are truly grateful and we are happy. The win we can take, it was a very, very tactical game. And as I told you this morning, this game will be won about who executes well. And I think our boys came out with a goal and they were goal-driven, and I think we executed well. We had a plan beginning of the season, and I think the boys deserve everything, every credit that is coming. Look, we couldn't have asked for anything sweeter than this. This was our goal, and we reached our goal. So I'm truly excited and happy for the boys.
Well, Wakabi, it's one of those rare moments where Kabras Coach says that he was impressed by everything that was done, because having watched the team the entire season, every time they're beating team 70+ points, but he's still saying there still needs more to be done. I'm like, you've almost reached the century mark, but he's like, no, there still more needs to be done. There's still this needs to be done. This needs to be, a few things that need to be tweaked, but it just tells you the kind of philosophy that he has.
Yes, his philosophy, of course, as of any coach, you never believe you have arrived. You always aim higher. You always want to break even more records. Yes, yes, actually, yes, it is, yes. Like no one ever sits and says, you know what, this is the zenith, like no more. Right. You've got to ask. But on the other hand, I think as far as Kenyan rugby is concerned, he is at the absolute top. I don't know what else he can do. Do you know the last time Kabras lost a game of rugby in this country?
2022?
February 28th, 2022, thanks to Ayumba Ayod. He'd written that in his story.
Yeah.
That's 2 years ago. That's 2 years and a month ago. What else is there to do? I almost feel like we should... And you got to give props to Kabras, because now we know Kakamega and we think rugby. Okay, when I was growing up, that was a story. So now they are there. And for him to do what he's doing from there, that's a great thing. But on the other side, I'm feeling the rest of Kenya Cup, guys, you've got to pull up your socks. You've got to find a way. 2 years ago, the last time he lost the game. No, KCB, do better.